video tells you everything you need to know about test retakes. Cooper's retake policy is actually that set by Fairfax County Public Schools. Few of the details can be determined by Cooper, but the rest of the policy is based completely on Fairfax County Schools policy for retaking assessments. Retakes are available on summative assessments if the student has earned less than 80% and completes the corrective action determined by the subject teachers. Let's see what this means exactly. First of all, summative assessments in math are unit tests, so you can retake a unit test but not on any quiz. Who gets to take it? Well, it's optional if you score less than 80% on your unit test, and it's mandatory, meaning you have to do it if you score less than a 69% on a unit test. First thing you need to do is tell the teacher. You have 2 class periods after the unit test is returned to let the teacher know that you'd like a retake. Some teachers have a button on Blackboard for initiating that process, and other teachers want to be told in person, so speak to your teacher to learn exactly how they want you to do that. You have 2 class periods, so we don't count days in which your math class is dropped or weekend days. You and your teacher will work together to schedule a date for the retake. You have 2 weeks from when the original unit test was returned in which to take that retake. You'll need to fill out a retake checklist. You're going to turn this in at the time of your retake. The checklist can be found on Blackboard. If you go to the retake policy button, you'll be able to print it out, but likely your teacher will have some copies in the classroom as well. You need to fill out that checklist and turn it in when you take your retake. The retake grade can have a maximum value of 80%. So if you do the retake and you've really learned the material and you score a 95, the maximum grade that can be listed in the grade book will be 80% for that test. If you do the retake and actually score lower than the initial time that you took that unit test, then that initial grade will still remain in the grade book. That 80% is set by Fairfax County Public Schools. That's their definition of what mastery is. All right, getting ready for your retake. Well, you need to learn the material. Obviously, you didn't get it quite well enough the first time around. So there are a number of ways you can do this. You can watch videos, and very often your teacher will have videos in the course materials button on Blackboard that you can watch video lessons from that unit. You could get help directly from the teacher. You could go to QST to work with them, or potentially stay after school. You can use online resources. Every math class at Cooper will now have online resources available. In addition, you could go to some outside internet resources as well. And you can rework all of the homework from the unit and rework some of the quizzes from the unit. Those are a great way to practice exactly what will be on that unit test retake. In addition, you need to redo the study guide. The study guide is the very last homework assigned in the unit, and it has practice for all of the concepts within that unit. You need to print out a new version of it and complete it. This is mandatory. You may not take the retake unless you present both the initial study guide that you did and the new one that you have reworked. Bring that along with your checklist at the time of the retake. In addition, you need to do unit test corrections. Your teacher will be explaining a little bit more about quiz and test corrections during that first unit. You'll need to do corrections on that unit test that you'd like to retake, and they need to be completed and correct before you arrive for the retake. So that means you need to turn them in ahead of the retake date. Make sure your teacher can correct them and return them. Make sure that they're fully, completely correct before you start that retake. So to recap, the retake process. First, initiate with the teacher. Let them know you'd like to do the retake. You and your teacher will schedule a retake date together. You need to work on mastering the material. You need to complete the test corrections, and you need to redo the study guide. Bring all those materials with you, along with your retake checklist on the date of the retake. So, obviously, it would be best if you master the material by the first time around taking the unit test, but if that doesn't happen, it's nice to know that a retake is available to you.